Hey guys, Kelsey here. I am a one-star diamond coach with Beachbody, and I'm here to share with you today some of my tips on making small changes that see big differences in your eating habits. So one of the first things I learned was actually from probably one of the poorest choices I ever made when I first started my healthy journey. So when I first started, I started using the Lose It app, which I still use today to track and to see what I'm eating and where I'm cheating. I use it as a tool to watch my overeating or my overpicking versus actually counting calories. So this is a tool I use to keep on track because I am the worst for picking at little things and letting it add up to be almost the size of a meal. So what I learned though when I was using this app was recognizing where you can make small differences. So for example, when I first started, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to eat how I normally eat and track and see how much I eat and where I'm eating wrong. Well, turns out I was eating the same amount of calories that a sumo wrestler eats. True story. So I was eating around 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day, which would explain 50 pounds of gain. So what I learned was a lot of my calories, or my empty calories that we like to call them, so it's foods that don't add any nutritional value to your diet, you just eat them because they taste good, actually came when I was eating, or when I thought I was eating healthy. So I'd make a salad and I thought I was eating healthy, but it was the amount and the type of dressings I was using. Okay, so for example, super cool facts. If you love ranch dressing, I mean, it's really hard for people to say, you know what, I'm never going to eat dressing again. I'm going to eat my salad plain. That's not reality. Okay? What I believe is it is important to make this into a lifelong lifestyle and a way that you live, not some kind of crash diet, not some kind of thing you do for a month and then don't stick to. No, that's not how we want to live. We want to live in a way that we can take the change and slowly adapt it into a lifelong lifestyle. So here's what I did. I love ranch dressing. And by love, I mean I was eating more ranch dressing than I was actually eating lettuce. So, and I can definitely show you how much dressing that was one day in a picture because it was disgusting. I was drenching that stuff. So I was eating a really high calorie brand of ranch dressing. And I had no idea. Rancher's Choice, not so good for you. Okay? But Safeway Superstore's brand, lower calorie ranch dressing. Okay, so that's the first change I made. Then I started eating less of it. So I started putting less of the lower calorie dressing. Then I started putting even less until I almost didn't need any. Then when I was kind of at the point where, okay, I barely have dressing on, but I still need something, I started putting lemon juice, like actual squeezing a lemon on my salads. I started using tzatziki. I started using healthier options that were more clean foods to put extra onto my food. Then I came across something that is amazing. Avocado. Avocado and hard-boiled eggs in your salad is 1,000 times better and more flavorful than any dressing, I promise you. And so this is a transition though. You have to wean your body of craving that artificial food, which is dressings. So you need to wean yourself of that. Start looking at what is a better option. Is there one dressing or one thing I like to put in my food that maybe there's a similar thing that is just a little less of the empty calories, or can you figure out a way to have less of it until you can get to a point where you don't need it at all, or you can start supplementing in healthier options. Okay, so that's my first piece of advice for making small changes to see big differences. I'm going to tell you right now, when I started taking salad dressing out of my diet, I was allowing myself almost 200 to 300 calories of extra eating a day. Now, considering you can eat like a cup of celery and it's like 10 calories, I could eat celery all day and never, ever get to the point of eating that dressing. And that celery has a lot of vitamins for my body and a lot of extra water for my body. And that dressing, all it was doing was causing myself to feel sick. And it was giving myself the extra little jiggles. And it was giving me things I didn't need. So that's my first piece of advice. Start being aware of those little things. What are you adding into your food that could make it not healthy, or it could be making it so you don't feel good? Okay, so my second thing, juice. Oh my goodness, let me tell you, juice is a silent attacker of your body. I'm not even joking, guys. Juice It's so high in calorie. I mean, you look at the bottom and you're like, oh, 100 calories. Yeah, for how much? If you actually measure out that much into a cup, you'll be surprised. I am challenging you right now, whatever you like to drink, whether it's juice, milk, chocolate milk, whatever it is, I want you to look in the back, look at the calories, look at the serving size, get a measuring cup and pour that into a cup, and you're going to realize how much you've actually been drinking in calories. So if you think about it, even in a healthy meal plan like 21 Day Fix, or if you have a meal plan from a trainer, you're going to be told to eat as a woman at around 5'4", to eat around 1,200 to 1,800, 2,000 calories, depending. Okay? Now imagine, if I fill my cup halfway with my favorite juice, that alone is 600 calories. 600! If I am only eating 1,800 calories in a day when I'm working out, that's like a whole meal. That just like makes me go, ah, like what? I was drinking what my body needed. So what you're doing is you're either going to eat your 800 calories, fuel your body, make it all good, but then you're still going to have this juice on top of it, and that's why you're probably not seeing results, or you're feeling like you're loose and jiggly, or your pants don't quite fit well, or your stomach feels bloated. It's probably what you're drinking. So here is another tip, okay? I'm going to tell you a little bit story about pop too. So I am a proclaimed pop addict. I am currently like on what, I don't know what you want to call it, like A for pop. That's me. So when I first started this whole journey, I was drinking on average 2 liters of Pepsi every 2 days. Okay? I just want you to let that sink in for a minute. 2 liters of Pepsi every 2 days, minimum. In fact, in the middle of the night, I would crave it so bad, I was getting up and chugging it out of a 2-liter bottle. And I would lie to my, well, now husband. I would tell him I was thirsty and he was getting water, and he's like, I don't hear the tap running. And no, I was chugging Pepsi. He jokes about it all the time, but I was awful. I was a pop addict. So here are some ways to transition out of pop and juice. So the first thing you need to do, and now I'm not going to tell you to do this long term because it's not very healthy for you because it has aspartame in it, but it's a great way to transition out your bad habits. So typically people that want a lot of juice or typically want pop, they're looking for a certain taste, flavor, or texture in their mouth. Most people that want pop are looking for that carbonated fizz. Someone that wants juice is looking for the flavor. And so here's my alternative for you. If you go to Safeway, Safeway has really, really good sparkling juices. Really good. They're by the pop section. They're 0 calorie. So there you go, 0 calorie. But they do have aspartame. So that's something we still want to cut out. But you're going to get your flavor, you're going to get your fizz, and you're going to get your fix. And this is how I've transitioned it out. Okay? Second, I started drinking more water. So then I started setting goals for myself. For every glass of carbonated water that I drank, or sparkling water, I had to drink a glass of real water. Okay? Well, at first I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Can't even stomach water. It makes me want to throw up. It tastes disgusting. So I started buying Mio and Crystal Light. So then I said, okay, for every sparkling water, I drink a water with additives in it, and then a glass of plain water. Eventually, to the point where I was just doing just doing the meal and versus a glass of water. So I was down to just 2. Eventually, I got down to just water, and I started putting fruit in my water. So I put in my water bottle, I put lemons, I put different berries, and I was doing infused water. So that is how I've transitioned out. I now buy the Pure Leaf juice as a little bit of a treat, but you know what I've been noticing since I've been drinking that? I'm getting a little double chin thing going on. So juice definitely affects your diet. It affects your skin. It affects everything. I find I'm much more puffy in the face when I drink juice. So that's something I'm going to be cutting out again and working out with you. So that is my tips to cutting out bad things. be aware of how much of the empty calories you're putting into your body and think, is this worth my health? What am I putting myself? When I put these chemicals in my body, what is it doing to me and how is it affecting my life? Because I can guarantee you right now, when you start thinking about it that way, you're going to think, is my life really worth drinking this juice? Is your life really worth that ranch dressing? I hope the answer is no, because I know for me, it's not. So I can't wait to hear some of the foods that you are wondering about. So I'd like you to post below any foods that maybe, or foods or sauces or things you add to your food or things you drink that maybe you're wondering how you could cut it out or wean yourself of, and post those below so we can help you out. And maybe some of us have the same habits. Bye, guys.